Hang on, what the fuck is going on? Oh, 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 everything's falling apart. Hang on. Give me a minute. Let's just have a. Okay, I think that works now. It might have just been working the whole time. Uh, audio import. It must be really. Okay, now there we go. Sorry about that, everybody. That's probably the audio was really bad there, but we finally have been able to fix it up. It was a little bit of a kerfuffle, but yes, we are here. Rugby League is about to start for the 2023 season. I mean, it kind of already has early on, especially in terms of like the championship and stuff like that when it comes to England. But we're here for the top flight of English football, and a very interesting week to say the least for English football. Obviously, tomorrow in Australian time, obviously the ever conquering St Helens will be taking on the Penrith Panthers in the World Club Challenge, the first one since 2019. But tonight we've got two teams, very interesting to say the very least. You've got one of last year's grand finalists in the Leeds Rhinos against the Warrington Wolves, who did not have that good of a season last year, but have made plenty of signings to try to beef themselves up back to where they are, to where they believe they should be. Without further ado, we will go through the lineups, and I've actually made these custom from a template. So here we go. This is the lineup for the Warrington Wolves this match today. So at fullback, one of the big signings, of course, is Matthew Duffy. On the wings, you've got Josh Thulis and Matty Ashton, with Peter Matautia and Stefan Ratchford in the centres. You've got George Williams at your 5'8", and you've got Josh Drinkwater at your halfback. Thomas McKaylee, Daryl Clark, and Paul Vaughan, another signing, as your prop hooker prop, with Ben Curry and Matty Nicholson in the second row. And rounding it all up with James Harrison at lock. Interchange consists of Jasame Cassiano, Danny Walker, Joe Bullock, and Greg Minikin. And now switching over to the exact same colour template, because they've almost got the exact same coloured jerseys and colour schemes. You got the Leeds Rhinos. So at fullback, you got Richie Myler, and on the wings, you've got Lewis Roberts and Daryl Olford, with David Fusatua and Ash Hanley in the centres. You've got Blake Austin at 5'8", and Aidan Cesar at halfback. Tom Holroyd, Cruz Leeming, and Sam Wasoni as the prop hooker prop. Morgan Gannon and Reese Martin in the second row, with Zane Tedavano as the lock. You got James Donaldson, Jared O'Connor, Justin Zingari, and Cameron Smith as the interchange. So hello to new game players. For some reason this thing's not showing up in the live chat, but yes, here we are. I'm very excited for this. Oh, Statham is as well, but for some reason not popping up. So just looking at here currently in terms of the votes, welcome to the chat. Yeah, so basically currently at the moment it is a 50-50 split in the voting between Warrington and Leeds. I've been out of it for so long, I forget what every team is called and what they are. But it's going to be a very interesting game to say the least, as we're just about 10 minutes away from kickoff at the Halliwell Jones Stadium in Warrington. Was watching a little bit of the broadcast going into this. Something that's actually been really interesting and quite funny was they actually interviewed a Leeds fan, and it's like, oh, what do you think about this game? And one of them just says, I can't do a Leeds accent, but it said, yeah, of course we're going to win. It's easy. It's coming home. So, no matter what, that phrase always just pops up when it comes to sport. It's unbelievable to say at the very least. But yeah, it's a very important game to really see how this season is going to play off, with especially for the Warrington Wolves, for the amount of money that they put in. Another player that they have signed is actually Josh Maguire. However, he has been suspended for, I believe, 6 games for something, which I actually don't know what happened. It is a very odd situation to say the very least. I'm just actually going to try to look it up actually to see what actually happened. Josh Maguire. Josh Maguire. What did he do? All I know is he got like suspended for a considerate amount of time. Just oh, that pause on a really ugly thing. I think it should be all right, but okay. What did he do? For a derogatory comment. Okay, what did he say? Disability discrimination. Okay. That's yeah, that's interesting to say the least. So it was bit of a no comment to say the very least, and with how progressive you probably have to say with rugby league in England currently is, yeah, the suspension doesn't really that much shock me. So still just only about 10 minutes away from kickoff. I do hear apparently some band is actually opening up for Warrington, because when trying to find the actual lineups for both games, I was looking over everywhere because the website for the NRL does take a fair bit. The Chaos Stream has just gone black. This better not be Sky Sports. I do know that KO had a bit of an issue with Sky Sports, especially with the Rugby League World Cup, but I think it should be fine. It's not like this ad's just repeating, so we should be okay there. But yeah, basically, I was on like the Our League app, which is basically the NRL app for the Super League. You've also got, I was looking on the club's Facebook pages. I was looking, even going through match programs to get the squads. But yeah, apparently some band is playing tonight. Actually, Halliwell Jones Stadium, and apparently they're from Wigan, which is a bit of an interesting thing. Just trying to see what's going on here. There we go. There's the ad. So hopefully we don't have a situation like the opening of the Rugby League World Cup, where just straight up no one saw anything for about 12 minutes during the match, because that was a absolute nightmare to watch. I didn't stream that game, but luckily I wasn't, because oh boy, I would have been slightly annoyed. I would have been a little bit angry, but coming into this, we're still currently going on to the 2 votes at the moment. Very much split, even 50-50. But in fairness, in terms of the betting, which is interesting comparing to the positions that they were last year, is that there is a slight favourite in favour of the Warrington Wolves. Currently at the moment, just before the game kicks off, about like 8 minutes or so, you've got the Warrington Wolves at $1.50 to the Leeds Rhinos $2.70. So there must be a lot of praise and promise coming in with this specific for this specific Warrington team, with all the signings that they have made. Just be interesting to see. Oh, there we go. We have now got a vote that has tipped the scales. Leeds Rhinos currently winning the poll on who we think is going to win this match. It's hard to say, because for a sports bet, you can't exactly you can't put bets on like who a team wins. It's got to be like the line, but even though it's like 4.5, I don't know if it's going to be a close game or not. It's going to be hard to tell. I think there's a lot of questions that are probably going to have some of them are going to be answered going into this match, but probably won't be all fully revealed till the end of the season. But on paper, Warrington do have a very strong squad, but who knows if they're actually going to be able to win. I'm very interested to see how Paul Vaughan and Matthew Duffy go, and obviously Josh Maguire when he comes back probably in the middle of the season when he's not suspended. That would be probably great. There are a few players I do recognise in the Leeds team who used to play in the NRL. I know David Fisher-Tua used to play in the NRL. I do remember a Sam Lasoni as well. So, you know, it's interesting to see, like, I think there was a thing, like, obviously I also recognise Peter Matauti, you know, no, used to play for Newcastle, which is my team in the NRL. I think it was like a genuine thing throughout the Super League that each team has at least one former Knights player. So, yeah, there you go. So, very interesting game. The battle of the blue, white, and yellow. So here we go. So just about getting ready for kickoff now. 4 minutes away from the 7 in the morning kickoff, which I believe is the 8 p.m. in the United Kingdom. I know. My GMT. So seeing if there's any changes last to the betting. Up's going to stay at $1.50 to $2.70. So just go quickly through the lineups one last time before we get into it. I can just show off this lovely graphic that I spent my time making. So for the Warrington Wolves, you've got Matthew Duffy starting at fullback with Josh Thulis and Matty Ashton in the wings with Peter Matautia and Stefan Ratchford in the centres. You've got George Williams and Josh Drinkwater as the 5'8" and halfback. Thomas McKaylee, Daryl Clark and Paul Vaughan as the prop hooker prop, with Ben Curry and Matty Nicholson in the second row and James Harrison as the lock. Interchange consists of Sam Cassiano, Danny Walker, Joe Bullock and Greg Minikin. And for the away team of the Leeds Rhinos, you've got Richie Myler at fullback with Lewis Roberts and Daryl Olferts on the wing, with David Fusatua and Ash Hanley in the centres. You've got Blake Austin and Aiden Cesar as the 5'8" and halfback. Tom Hoyroyd, Cruz Leeming and Sam Lasoni as the prop hooker prop, with Morgan Gannon and Reese Martin is the second row, with Zane Tetavano as the lock. And on the interchange, it consists of James Donaldson, Jared O'Connor, Justice Ngari, or Sangar, depending on what it is, and Cameron Smith. So those are the two teams. Oh, we're seeing the broadcast, the actual performance now. We're seeing this game right now. The actual song performance. The lead singer looks like Tara Egerton if he gained a little bit of weight. They do it. I don't know what this band's called. The old man's wailing on the guitar though, which is nice thing to see. So currently is 4 votes into the actual poll at the moment, and it's back to being an even split, 2-2 in favour of it being a tie. I mean, they're alright pre-game performance. I mean, it's not like it can be Meatloaf in the AFL Grand Final if you want to see not a good pre-game, like it was a Grand Final pre-game in the AFL back in like the 90s. I'd probably say Meatloaf performed, and that's like one of the few things he's known for in Australia is that god-awful performance. So it's not actually going to be the kickoff. I do remember among all the technical difficulties that did happen in the Rugby League World Cup, the Kaiser Chiefs were meant to be playing. Well, they did, but they were struck with technical difficulties, so they only played like one song, or even like a little bit of a song. But yeah, so it is about to hit 8 o'clock. I am a little bit confused of why. I know that they have. I know like a lot of people do have like artists that play like games, but like why do it right just before the start of the match? Because then it's like, oh, good, like piss off. Now you can focus on the actual game. Like, to be completely honest, I think there's like a lot of people around there just not really caring. I feel like if it was a football crowd, there'd be a lot more like chants and shit, and probably people complaining, the artists complaining on Twitter of them doing the chants, kind of like Camila Cabello at the Champions League final. I just realised the lead singer looks like a mix of Tarek Egerton and Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. Or how I would picture Bubbles as, like, English cousin. Or something like that. That is a good wail of the guitar, though. It's a good solo. I do like that. Good solo. We're just... we're still waiting for the start of the for the game. It hasn't happened yet because some boys are whamming on their guitars. Whamming on their guitars and belching out vocals. We're still waiting. Literally, they haven't come out yet at all. It's just this band performing. I realize you've got a second guitarist at the top next to the drummer, like, doing nothing. But then you're at the front, you've got, like, a singer, guitarist, and bassist. Oh, the polite round of applause. It was actually an alright song, I'll give them that. I'll definitely give them that. It was a decent song. But it took them a while to, oh, we're supposed to clap. It was like dead silence. And now both teams come out into the field immediately to actually get the crowd cheering up. What if their team paired at the same time so the band thought, oh, it's like, yes. People probably just joining in have no idea what has just happened. But band just absolutely wild, and now both teams are coming out onto the field. So now 2 more votes are coming just before kickoff, and have both gone in favour of the Warrington Wolves. So it is currently a 4-to-2 ratio in favour of 62/3% in favour of Warrington. We're about to kick off. I think we're going to end the poll here now. So right at the last minute, we have got the Warrington Wolves winning the tips, which is also kind of in line of how the betting market is going. So what it looks like, the Leeds Rhinos will be kicking off. They'll be running screen left, and it'll be the Warrington Wolves getting first possession. Just want to say that no another game will be shown, unfortunately. You're just going to be staring at this Aussie, this convict, watching this game. So here we go. Warrington will get first possession in a new era, you'd probably say, for Warrington with all of their new signings. Looking to improve and bounce back from their horrid season last year. And Leeds maybe hopefully a little bit more. And here's kickoff, and we are underway for the Super League season. Oh, and it's a brilliant start here. Warrington have just not gotten the ball from the kickoff, and Leeds have first possession. Warrington try to pick it up, and Leeds pick it, get it in the 30. So third tackle now for Leeds. They're about 20 metres out, and it's a huge chance. They've gotten the ball immediately from kickoff. So a huge chance here for the Leeds Rhinos to get a try extremely early now. So 25 out now. Fourth tackle for the Leeds Rhinos. They're going to shift it off to the right-hand side here, and that's the number 12 of Reece Martin now. Last tackle, 20 out for Leeds. They go for a kick onto the left-hand side, and it's going to be taken inside the goal line by Josh Thulis, but that is a very scary start, you got to say. Getting the ball immediately back from the kickoff and almost into an attacking chance. They have a 0 tackle. Getting the run, it's a decent bit of running here now coming from Warrington as the first is on halfway. Now it's the number 10, it's Paul Vaughan, as they play that cricket sting that gets the crowd excited. It's good to see, and that's a good charge there. Good, decent run there. I believe that it might be Paul Vaughan there. 30 out now, the Warrington Wolves now, as they shift it out to the right-hand side. It's number 12 of Matty Nicholson, who is now 20 short. Fourth tackle now for the Wolves. Pass was a little bit dodgy there, but it does end up getting to Michaeli. That is George Williams now with the ball. Gets a grubber kick. It's a big charge. And Peter Matautia had a hand on it, but he's lost it. And it's going to be a 20-metre restart to the Leeds Rhinos. It's been 2 minutes, and it's already been relative chaos, to say the very least. There we are. We just get the chords there. So now the first actual tackle of the set starts. Just shy of halfway now for the Leeds Rhinos. Leeds Rhinos now shifting into the middle of the field, and that's going to be the number 10 of Zane Tedavano now, getting to about the 30-metre line, which is just showing how end-to-end this early start has gone to the beginning, to the left-hand side. Good tackling there to stop a line break there. They're shifting it now into the middle of the park as they're giving it off to sending it to potentially the right-hand side to grab a kick, and it's going to be pocketed up by the number 5 of Matty Ashton for Warrington. And Dufty gets his first carry of the game, and he will make it to the 20 to bring up the first tackle for the Warrington Wolves. Got to say, probably just pre-season nerves, really. Just now, the season's now started. Decent run there by Paul Vaughan as well, as he gets past the 40-metre line onto the third tackle now for the Warrington Wolves, as he charged now right into the middle. I believe it is Thomas McKaylee. Goes over halfway for the fourth. 40 metres out now. Oh, brilliant pass here. And it's breaking through the line. He's through. He's got the pass for the support. And that is Matt Dufty opening his account for the Warrington Wolves. And it's 4-0 to the Wolves to start out this game. It's been end to end. And just like that, a line break from almost like a phantom flat ball, and sets up Matt Dufty. And there is actually a thing, because I actually have a bet on, there's like this sports bet like market thing. So let's see what happens is a flat pass, an absolutely brilliant flat pass. Just trying to figure out who's the player who caught it. It won't be shown. I think it might have been, let's just see who it is, but we should actually just have the thing there. It is 4-0 to the Warrington Wolves. I actually don't know who it is, but brilliant flat ball, beats the last tackle, and then gives it right off to Matt Dufty. And just like that, 4 minutes in, Matt Dufty has his first try in the Super League season. So there we go. So what a start, you got to say. Both end-to-end stuff, and now Stefan Ratchford with the chance to convert the first try of the Super League season and to make it 6-0 to the Warrington Wolves over Leeds. Takes the kick relatively easy, sweet as a nut, right down the middle, and there we go. So there's actually a bet thing, because the betting market in Australia for the Super League is a bit weird, but there is a thing where it's it was a bet thing. It was like paying 26 to 1 of Matthew Dufty scoring the first try for Warrington, and David Fusatua to score the first try for Leeds. So one half of that is done. Now I just got to hope if Leeds do score, it is David Fusatua who does score the first try. There we go. Kick off now by Leeds. And it is taken this time by Warrington. Didn't happen at the first opening kickoff, and Warrington have the ball in their 30. Now Peter Mataut here with the ball. Former Knights player. Will get to 5 metres short of halfway for the second tackle. 9 minutes gained so far in this set. James Harrison now coming past halfway now. 45 minutes away from the try line from the third tackle, as we now cross into the 6th minute of play. Now Paul Vaughan again getting right amongst it. This is now 40 out from the try line for the fourth tackle. Now it's number 18 of Thomas McKaylee, another player who's also getting very early minutes, but it's a set restart now for the Warrington Wolves, so a huge chance here to add more points to this game. So now the first tackle, 15 out from the try line. I believe that was Matt Dufty who took the second tackle. And passing through down the middle. So 5 meters out now, Tedavano getting to the third tackle, just short of the line. Oh, millimeters close there for George Williams to go over. Fourth tackle. They're knocking on the door here, the Wolves. That's batted down. It's going to be a penalty to the Wolves for an offside play against, I believe that is Richie Myler who committed the penalty. Trying to snatch at it. So I think honestly, with the way Warrington's going, I'd go for the try. I honestly think I'd go for the try. I know points are very important, but that's why you want to get more of them, if anything. Nope, it's not looking like that. They're going to take the 2. They're going to take the easy points. I mean, it is a kick right in front from 10 metres out, so it has been understandable there. But Paul Vaughton immediately getting into some heavy hits and some heavy runs. So Ratchford now going to pad up his stats to try to make it 2 from 2 for the season. This to make it so currently just about 8 minutes gone now, and this is the chance to put it's from right in front. He can get this probably with his eyes shut, like the old commentary from Andrew Voss in the Rugby League games before the live series. Here we go, Ratchford now with the kick, just smashes it over right into the Leeds faithful in the crowd in that stand, and 8 minutes gone. It is 8-0. To the Warrington Wolves over the Leeds Rhinos. Decent start, must say. Decent start. Oh, did I end the poll? Oh, now we end the poll. So, 2 people came in and had it more to Warrington, but there we go. So we all majoritively, or maybe it was 1 to Warrington, 1 to Leeds. Who knows? So, I believe that it's Paul Vaughan again, taking the first hit up. Very admirable, as you'll get to the 20 for the first tackle, and now the 25 for the second. They're going to give it off to the right-hand side now, as that's to the number 12 of Matty Nicholson. Now onto the 40 for the third. Going right down into the middle. So, just shy of halfway now, the Warrington Wolves on their 4th tackle. As we now cross into the 9th minute of play, and it's run straight from the hook from dummy half there. 40 metres out, last tackle here for Warrington. Gets the flat ball out. They've got numbers. They're going to go for a grubber kick along the side here, but a Warrington play just got taken out there. It's going to be a goal line dropout for the Leeds Rhinos. But yeah, you probably could have made a case there for someone being taken out there earlier. But I think it's one of the Leeds players, I believe it's Richie Milo, going to get the ball, and he's been bumbled over the fence into the stand. So interesting thing to see nonetheless. But yeah, currently Leeds a bit under the pump at the moment. So question is though, in the NRL there is a lot of the short kickoffs, they're short goal line dropouts, and they've done it, but it hasn't gone well. It's gone into the hands of the Warrington Wolves. 20 metres out now, first tackle. And it's another chance to increase their lead at the most. So Paul Vaughan now with another carry, getting to the 10-metre line for the second tackle. They shift it off to the shorter right-hand side now. Try to get up through the guts there. Going to get held short 5 metres away now. Third tackle for Warrington. They're going to shift it more back into the middle. But the pass is a little bit wonky, but they're now going to give it off to potentially the left-hand side here. And that is going to be George Williams here running with the ball. Gets a flick pass off to Matt Duffy. Matt Duffy now going to the side here. They're broken through the line here. That's Josh Thulis there. About 2 or 3 metres short now. 4th tackle for the Wolves. It's a grubber kick. And that's going to be bumbled a few times here. And it's going to be, I believe it was a double. I don't think it was a double knock on. I think it went backwards off Warrington. So it could be. It's going to be a scrum feed to Warrington 10 metres out. So another setting coming for the Wolves. And you've got to feel with all this pressure in the last couple of minutes, you'd think it's going to result into another try. Unless Leeds can hold on. So here we go. 10 metres out. Scrum feed right in front of the post for the Warrington Wolves. Feed it and they'll pass to the left. Getting passed right up into the middle. It's the number 4 of Stephen Ratchford. And the ball is popped out, but it's another penalty to Warrington. It is offside, and that's the second penalty they've given away in these this bundle of sets, really. And it's also the second attempt at a ball steal. So Leeds may need to calm themselves here. Now you got to think for Warrington, when they got a penalty, they did take the easy points for the 2. But now Warrington are going to go for the try here. So it's the number 11 there. It's Ben Curry who goes straight up the guts, right up the middle. And we brought down 5 metres short of the line for the first tackle. Flat pass of Paul Vaughan, and he's again about a metre or two short of the line for the second tackle. They want to get the two Aussies their tries. Grubber kick now. It's a really early grubber kick, but that is taken well by Leeds. That's the number 7. It's Aiden Cesar who has picked it up. That is brilliant play from him. And I feel that's a very early kick, to say the very least, from Warrington. And now the Leeds get the ball, but now they're only getting as far as the 15 on their third tackle. So even though they do have possession of the ball and breaking this streak that Warrington have had with possession. But Leeds are being held back here. Now onto the 30 for the fourth tackle. And now just shy of the 40-metre line is the Leeds' last tackle. They might go for a 40-20 here if you think about it. He's behind the 40, but there is someone already back there. And I believe that is the number 2 of Josh Thulis for Warrington. And it'll be brought down onto the 30-metre line for the first tackle for the Warrington Wolves. So we can see probably another attack incoming. As that's now Peter Matauti who will get to the 40-metre line for the second tackle for the Warrington Wolves, as they're going to shift it out now to the right-hand side. Again, it's Paul Vaughan. I feel like Paul Vaughan has actually touched the ball in every single set this match so far, which is very impressive of him taking the game by the horns. As Thomas McKaylee there, brought down on halfway for the fourth tackle. Bit of a flat ball there. Ooh. Blake Austin needs to be careful there, trying to get a lifting motion there, trying to dump him. But last tackle, and it's going to be a high ball, and there's going to be some pressure, but it's a good take there. But immediately met by 3 Wolves right into the left corner, and that's the first tackle for the Leeds Rhinos. Now it's a good, decent charge there, only making it to the 15, however. You can just see half of the Leeds players that aren't and haven't come back yet. They're just tired from all the constant defending that they have had to do over the last couple of minutes. But they're now onto the 40 though, so this is showing progress now of getting near to halfway. And that's going to be Blake Austin again now, getting onto halfway for the last tackle. And in comes a high kick from Leeds. And it's going to bounce all the way back to the 5, and Dufty will pick it up. Dufty trying to get the afterburners on, but it's met by number 20. Met by number 24 of Lewis Roberts. So now to the number 5 here. It is Matty Ashton, who will get brought down onto the 20 for the second tackle. And obviously the next game that will be on Sky Sports and also will be the one we'll be streaming is same time tomorrow morning. It is going to be the Lee Leopards in their new rebrand taking on the Salford Red Devils. As Warrington just made a good charge now into halfway for the fourth tackle. Trying to shift it out to the right-hand side here is McKaylee. McKaylee still going, trying to get that Gidley offload pass though, but just couldn't get it. Last tackle now, 35 away from the try line. It's going to be another high kick. There is a chaser going for it. And that is bobbled up by Richie Myler. It's going to be a scrum feed for Warrington about 20 metres out. It's just not been a good 16 minutes so far. I should say, yep, 16 minutes for the Leeds Rhinos. Just going to turn the light down. I'm going blind. Shouldn't be doing that, but there we go. Another scrum and set in favour of the Warrington Wolves. It's actually 15 metres out now, so another chance here for the Warrington Wolves to take an increased lead, if you will. Getting a pass out now to the left-hand side. Dufty with it. It'll get brought down on the far left side, 10 metres away from the try line for the first tackle. And it's going to be shifted up more into the middle now. It's just the number 11 of Ben Curry. It's now 5 metres short of the line here. They're going to go look to the short side. It's just over, just like that. It's Darryl Clark from the dummy half. Easy as you like. Has a slight look to the shorter left-hand side, and he picks it up, runs with it, and just burrows himself over, and it's now 12-0 to the Warrington Wolves. And Darryl Clark picks up the second try of this. I mean, I'd probably still say very young Super League season. It's literally been on for 17 minutes. So yeah, currently at the moment with a kick to come to make it potentially 14-0. Everything's going to plan here for Warrington. Just feints the dummy and breaks through one tackle and just burrows over with 2 men on top of him. You got to think the Wolves potentially starting to smell blood. I'm trying to get some analogy going, but I just can't. Of what Wolves and Rhinos, but they're two different climates. So there's a little bit of play here now for the, I believe that might be Richie Myler, maybe, I believe, for the Leeds Rhinos. A little bit crook at the moment, but it's now going to be a conversion attempt now for the Warrington Wolves for Stefan Ratchford, who's 2 from 2 today. This to make him 3 for 3 and make it a 14-0 lead for the Wolves. So here we go. It's a kick relatively near to the sideline, just on the line across the field, just near the sideline. So this will be his hardest kick of the day, but easy as you like. Slots it over, and it's going to be 14-0 to the Warrington Wolves. Sorry. I genuinely think the Leeds Rhinos have only had the ball up the other side of the field. It was literally the beginning of the game when they kicked off and got the ball immediately off kickoff. It's genuinely been about 16 minutes since Leeds have had an attack that's ever looked threatening, which is something that needs to change. But honestly, at this point, Warrington's got their foot on the brake, on the accelerator, or the throw to the Rhinos, and you just got to press on. As Cameron Smith now has come on for the Leeds Rhinos, making their first interchange. Now it's going to be third tackle now on the Warrington 40 there. Lost my trail of thought there. Trying to get a flat ball out, trying to basically just get any pass or attack going. It's Warrington might be trying to get a little bit riz with it. I need a fucking bullet. Basically, Paul Vaughan now with the charge, and he gets brought down 35 away from the try line for the last tackle. And it's going to be a nice kick over the top here, and it's going to be taken by the number 2 of Lewis Roberts. He'll be brought down on the 15 for the first tackle for Leeds to see if they can enter Warrington's half, which they haven't done in a while, to say the very least. Now they're giving it off to the left-hand side now, Leeds, as now that's going to be the number 5 of Ash Handley. He gets brought down the 15 for the third tackle. It's again not many metres being gained by this Leeds team, and that's something that needs to change if they want to try to get back into this match. But I can't really say back into this match because they haven't been in this match. Anyway, last tackle for Leeds, 35 metres out, right near the middle, and they're going to go for a kick. Maybe like a 40-20 might work for them, but that's the thing, you've got to be somewhat aware. As Dufty picks it up on the 15 and runs instantly into the Leeds line. It will get brought down onto the 40. So yeah, potential injury here now for the Leeds Rhinos as the player that came off for Cameron Smith. Almost a breakthrough run there again. It's George Williams now, 30 away from the try line, third tackle. It's almost every attack you see from Warrington could lead to a score, as that's Matty Dickelson, who gets brought down on the right-hand side now, fourth tackle, 20 metres out. Going to shift it more into the middle. It's left there to the number 8 of James Harrison. It's now picked up by Paul Vaughan. Paul Vaughan trying to go himself, but he's a couple of metres short, and he can't get the offload off now. 5 metres out, last tackle for Warrington, and another 80-metre gain set. Drinkwater trying to think of something to do. They're getting the pass out to the wing here, and it's another try to Warrington. Bloody hell. I think a dog just got the Scare the shit out of my brother. But anyways, Josh Thulis, sorry, goes over. And it is now 18-0 with a kick to come. There's be a kick, probably the hardest kick easily, right from the sideline on the opposite boot. But just going absolutely perfectly at the moment now for the Warrington Wolves. As pretty much the only competition they're really going against at the moment is the clock. But they're still down a little bit by about a couple of minutes. Just a pass that they holding around with it, and then they just kick it off up to the right hand side and just gives it off to Thielus, who finishes beautifully into the corner. Just easy as you like there. Just all of the pass over the top, Peter Matau's here to Josh Thulis. Just simple bit of play, and the commentator just said it perfectly that they're shell shocked, the Leeds Rhinos. 4 appearances for the Wolves, having made Super League debut against KLN Dragons in June 2019. Another good young English talent. But we feel like if any of the Knights are going to sign him. So here we go now. So a kick from the sideline, as they're showing. I think it's probably one of the chair people for the Warrington Wolves. So Stefan Ratchford, 3 for 3 tonight. This to make it 4 from 4. This to make it 20 points to 0. The kick is, it swings a little bit too much. It's going to be his first miss of the day, but it's going to remain 18-0. I mean, what can you say about this this current half we're seeing? This could probably turn into a fairly solidable shellacking, if that's a proper term of words for it, to say the least. But yeah, but there we are. So now the kickoff now once again by Leeds, as Bullock has now come on now for the first interchange for Warrington. Oh, it looked like a little bit of a high shot there. I believe is that Dufty who took the hit up? No, it isn't. Thought it is. If that what it is, that's pretty brave. And that's going to be Paul Vaughan again, who gets to the 20-metre line for the second tackle. Now off to the left-hand side here. Third tackle now for Warrington. Paul Vaughan, holy shit. Face looks a little bit worse for wear, but then again, that could just be how what he looks like. Anyways, fourth tackle now for Warrington, as they're just shy of halfway. And they're going to give it off to the right-hand side. And again, they just keep getting these post-contact meters here, the Wolves. But now 40 minutes away from the try line. Last tackle, they're going to kick. No, they're not. They're going to go for a little grubber kick down the short-hand side. It is picked up by Leeds, and it'll be brought down on the 15. I believe that is Daryl O'Furty, who's just picked up the ball. Now on to 25 now for Leeds Rhinos for the second tackle. I'm trying to draw any form of positive for this Leeds team, but it's just nothing has happened, unfortunately. Ball is swapped out. Oh, here we go. There is something that could go their way. It is a penalty to Leeds, their first penalty of the game. So a chance here to kick the ball, get into Wolves' possession, Wolves' field position, and potentially have their first attack as they probably enter. This is the first time they'll enter the Leeds Warrington half in genuinely about probably 20 minutes. So who knows? Can Leeds change this around? If that's the case, give it to David Fusatua. Well, here we go. A Warrington player's now come off the field again. He's clutching his arm. This could be... That's the second player they've now taken off. Yeah, it could be a shoulder injury now for one of the Warrington players. So currently at the moment, they're saying it's potentially a Warrington player. A Warrington player has potentially popped his shoulder. Oh, that's a pretty serious injury if that is the case. He did have to get his arm carried around, but 15 metres away from the try line now. Third tackle for Leeds. Can they somehow get this going? Lewis Roberts now with the ball, and he'll get brought down about inside the 10, right on the right-hand side. They're going to go through the middle now. Okay, 13, a good offload there to the hooker. They're going to go down to the right-hand side again. Just flipping the ball down to the middle to the number 12 of Reece Martin now. 10 metres out. Last tackle for the Rhinos onto the right-hand side. Going to shift it to the left now. They're trying to get it to the space. It's a 3-on-2 if they can try to get there, but it's a brilliant wrap-up tackle there. That is actually a brilliant tackle, to say the least, by James Harrison. That's just brilliant. So now changeover about 5 metres away from the try line. Warrington will now get the ball. There we go. It's a massive hit there, and it's a penalty. Maybe a little bit of argy-bargy. It's Leeming here with a bit of a interesting shot on one of the Warrington players. It's a high tackle. Yeah, the reaction there from the Wolves players wasn't looking really good. They might have to look at this to see if it was anything properly bad. Camera is looking at the referee. It's like they're waiting for a decision to be made. Oh shit, no, it's the player that just got hit. So it could be just to see maybe if he's okay or not, but could be another Warrington player that goes off the field injured, because they've only just had one a couple of minutes ago, and now they could have another one for a concussion. Okay, so that's it's a swinging arm. Here we go. Yep, this player could be gone here. Cruz Leeming could be gone here. It was Josh Thulis who took the hit. Okay, wow, that's actually a probably decent call there. So it's a penalty, but it's not going to be a card. It does say that Thulis is falling into it. That is a very good call there by the referee. That's true. Thulis was falling down in the hit. If he was standing up and then got hit, that probably could have potentially seen Cruz Leeming's night done. But now Danny Walker's now come on to replace Josh Thulis now from the head hit. So here comes a big charge here by Sam Cassiano, who was also another interchange player. There comes the number 10 of Paul Vaughan now. 30. Vaughan and Cassiano is going to be a scary pairing. Fourth tackle now for the Wolves as they're now Peter Matauti is trying to figure out what to do here. Still going through trying to get an offload off, but he brought down 15 away from the line now. Last tackle for the Warrington Wolves. It's given right into the middle of the field and it's kicked back to the left-hand side. There's a lot of people chasing. It's picked up. It's been passed backwards. Wolves still have it. They're going to go down the right-hand side. It's a second kick, and I think it's a goal line dropout here because it made a touch off a Leeds player because he was trying to just jock here, but it does touch him. So here we go, another full set coming for the Warrington Wolves for a goal line dropout. Leeds did try to go for a short one earlier on in the match, which Warrington were able to uphold. So we'll see what Leeds will do here. If they're going to go shorter, they're going to twat it. They've twatted it. It's made it right onto halfway. Oh, here comes a big charge there by the number 19 of Joe Bullock. That's a good run by him. 30 metres out now. First tackle for the Wolves. And Cassiano now with another charge as he gets brought down 25 away from the second tackle. Now Warrington now going down the right-hand side here. Almost a breakthrough again there. Third tackle 10 metres away from the try line now. As they shift it more in the middle from the right-hand side. Now Paul Vaughan trying to bar himself over again now. 5 metres away, fourth tackle for the Wolves. Williams now trying to get held up. He does get a flick pass out. It's a grubber kick. It's a lot of chasing. Oh, it's a slip over. The fullback for Leeds has slipped over, and that has allowed the Warrington player to just run over the top of him and ground it. It's now 22-0 to Warrington. And it's going to be Danny Walker. Only just came off the bench as well. It's probably the first time he's touched the ball all match. And he's now got a try. Warrington's fourth of the match. The kicker just makes it himself, but an absolute slip over by the fullback. That's just very unfortunate for him. And now it is not looking good here for Leeds. Danny Walker sets up that play by himself and finishes it off, and he celebrates right in front of the probably very pissed off Leeds Rhinos fans after what's currently going on in this performance. But we've got 9 minutes remaining now in this first half until half time. And a chance of a kick relatively near to make this a 24-0 lead in favour of the Warrington Wolves. I mean, all I need for this bet to hit. I had the Warrington Wolves in a multi for like on the money for like -4.5. I think it's fine. I just need David Fisher 2 to score for Leeds to be the first try scorer for Leeds, and then they can get some money. And there's the kick successful. Ratchford now 4 for 5, and he will make it 24-0 to the Warrington Wolves with 8.5 remaining. So here we go now, Leeds with the kick. Once again, it's about the fifth or sixth time they've actually done it this game after conceding points to the Warrington Wolves. Kick will be on the 10, and they'll make it to the 20 for the first tackle. So there we go. So what has happened with the number 12, Matty Nicholson, who said he must have popped his shoulder? It turns out he has dislocated it. It has been popped back into its socket though. But yeah, Matty Nicholson might be out for a fair bit here. But I mean, by the way, it's going Warrington are probably going to be pretty fine at the moment. Sam Cassiano again running rampant, taking names. 45 away from the try line now for the fourth tackle. And in comes a hell of a lot of chases for Warrington to crowd in on Richie Myler and keep him down onto the 10-metre line for the first tackle for Leeds. But you got to say, this has just been utter domination here by Warrington. Now the number 16 here for Leeds, as that is Daryl Olferts, onto the 15 for the third tackle. Almost a breakthrough there for Leeds, however, there from the number 6 of Blake Austin. And Blake Austin now copped potentially a hit to the side of the head. It's a little bit... Oh, is he okay? Is he alright? Now, if he's not getting up, he might have copped a hit to the head. Maybe by Paul Vaughan. I will say, Paul Vaughan and Sam Cassiano, that is a very deadly line of pairing. So currently the top performance by metres is Paul Vaughan. 92 metres so far this game alone. Oh, almost a breakthrough line here going now for Leeds. Leeds still getting the ball out, as that's the number 13. Cameron Smith there getting onto the 40, still inside their own half of the last tackle. And now Leeds are going to go down the right-hand side, and they're going to go for an early kick. Well, not early kick, but Duffy now almost breaks one tackle, and he gets brought down on the 20 for the second tackle. That's the number 5 on there, Matty Ashton. We'll get to the 30 for the second. And just showing how quickly Warrington can get these metres. It's Josh Thulis now getting to the 45 for the third tackle. And it's a set restart. Leeds aren't helping themselves here. Now this is going to be the first tackle. Paul Vaughan on halfway. Now, that was the second tackle. Actually, third tackle, 35 out now for Warrington. As they're going to go down the left side again. They're pushing through, almost breaking the gap and almost got a pass out. Now 15 away on the left-hand side. Fourth tackle. Passing it out to the right-hand side here. Another interchange here as Donaldson now comes on for Leeds. But here we go on the far right side now. Last tackle for Warrington, 10 metres out. It's going to be a cross-field kick. There's a lot of challenges. Beautifully taken there by David Fusatua. Keeps the ball in play for the first tackle. And now in comes the energy now from the Warrington Wolves defence. Keeping him inside the 10 now for the second tackle. Literally all of the Leeds players are out of breath because all they've had to do is constant defending. So by the time they actually have a chance to go for the attack, they've got nothing in the tank. Oh, that's a high shot there. I think there could have been a high shot there against Leeds. I think they could, maybe, but referee hasn't called that. So last tackle, only making it to the 25 metres. I don't fucking know. Probably is the answer. Here comes Dufty now with the ball from the kick. He's almost already on halfway there just from the run by himself. For the first tackle. It's kind of ridiculous. Warrington have had 72% of ball in play possession. Of possession. The ball's been in play for 27 minutes. Now third tackle now, and Warrington again just breaking through the gaps, and they're now 30 away from the try line as they go to the right hand side. Now Warrington now 15 away, fourth tackle on that right-hand side. It's just been open traffic here for Warrington. Cassiano now barraging over. He gets an offload off. They're going to go to the right-hand side here. But it's going to be held up again now. 5 metres short of the line. Last set restart. It was touched by a Leeds player and gone forward, so it is a zero tackle. Now this is the first tackle and a couple of metres short. Luckily Warrington heard that because they might have kicked. Bullock trying to break through there, but again brought down just 5 metres short of the line for the second tackle. Cassiano! Oh, he's going to get held up short. Why are they checking this? So it's definitely no try there for Sam Cassiano, but maybe they're just trying to check to see if he did go to the line, so maybe if he gets pushed back to the 10. Oh, hang on, I think he's lost that. Cassiano might have knocked this on here. That's close. No, he's held. I think he's held on to it, but the first angle doesn't. He's very close to actually putting the ball down. So he did try to go and ground it, so the ball is over the line, so they probably will go back to the 10. Simple. I've calls no try, so I think it's fairly certain it's going to be... It is a no try. I got nowhere near the ball, but I think it could be just Warrington moving back to the 10-metre line. So the decision is... It's going to be no try. Oh, it's actually short of the line, so it's going to be right on the line here. On the third tackle for the Warrington Wolves. So here we go. Warrington now going to the left-hand side. They flipped it down to the middle. It's the number 11 of Ben Curry. It'll be brought down 5 metres short of the line now for the fourth tackle, as we now got 2 minutes left remaining in this first half. Going to give it off to the right, but not far enough. And about 2 metres short of the line now. Last tackle for the Warrington Wolves. Right in front of the post. They're going to go to the left. Just a quick chip kick over the top. Cassiano! And the big fella had a try called short a couple of seconds ago. And he's now gone over. The big fella has scored. So 2 of the 4 Warrington players off the bench have gotten tries. First was Danny Walker, and now Sam Cassiano. What a big boy season it is. What a beautiful boy. So now it's 28 points to 0 with a kick to come, and that should rule out any more plays now for the first half. Maybe like 10 seconds or whatever, but probably just going to let the time run out as much as possible. But yep, it is probably going to be 30-0 at the end of the first half for the Warrington Wolves. I don't know what's going on. I did have a bet thing that did say about David Fusitu'a including David Fusitu'a being the first try scorer for the Leeds Rhinos, but by the way things are going, I don't think the Leeds Rhinos are going to score at all. Sam Cassiano signed from Catalan, having been selected as prop in 2022 or 2021 in SRL Dream Team lineup. Good on Cassiano. It's good to see a boy going. Good. Yep. So pretty much this kick will finish off the first half, and this will make it. If this does go successful, and up to stop the time with 27 seconds remaining. 4 from 5 from the day, and this should potentially make it 5 from 6 if Ratchford does get this over and make it 30-0. So here we go. Ratchford to make it 30. And he's nailed it right down the middle. So the time is going to keep going. I feel like there's going to be probably just the kickoff, and that should be that for the first half. Cassiano really just didn't even have to jump through it. He just put it into his hands and then put the ball down. Are they going to get this kickoff off, or are they just going to wait for the siren to go? Yep, there we go. The siren has sounded for half-time. And it is 30-0 in favour of the Warrington Wolves over the Leeds Rhinos. What is this? What is this? The 2021 NRL season where there's just constant bollockings? It's ridiculous. But absolute 5-star performance here by Warrington. This is the start they would probably been dreaming of, and they now currently have it. Now, I know there's a thing in the NRL about, no team has conceded X amount of points and gone on to win the grand final. I wonder what the actual one for the Super League is. It probably is a thing, but we'll probably just have to figure it out. But, yeah, it's definitely not looking good for the Leeds Rhinos at the moment. Yeah, it's just been a bit of a hard thing to say. Rugby League history, mate. What's what's this is was this expected, this kind of start? Like I don't know. Like I know that Warrington were, in terms of the betting markets, were fairly somewhat favourites, but I mean 30 zip at the half is a bit mental. No, it weren't expected. This, yeah, it's just like it's hard to put this into words of these like types of results. I mean, I don't know. It's like you. Whenever I think of 99, I think of the 99 ice cream. I think they probably have that in Australia, but God knows what that's called. I think probably the inflation would probably, I don't know, but 99 would probably be like the $1.52, probably something like that. Probably from the conversion rate, they just have to keep adding it for inflation. It's probably like $4 anyway, but at this point, so let's break down the this first half. Kind of one-sided, isn't it? So pretty much the only time Leeds, I think, were actually relatively in it was during the kickoff. They got the ball back immediately from their own kickoff, and then it went down right down near to the try line. Then Warrington went down to their try line. Then Leeds did it again. In the first 2 or 3 minutes, it was even, and then something just happened, and now Warrington has just absolutely barnstormed all over it. Leeds have, ever since then, Leeds have only entered the Wolves' half maybe twice, and maybe had a chance of scoring once. It's just a bit nuts. It's just a bit crazy to think. Obviously, the try scorers are Matthew Duffy was the first person to go over. Then you got Daryl Clark. Then you've got Josh Thulis, and then Danny Walker, and just before the half, Sam Cassiano. One thing that is something that can be brought up is there has been a few injuries currently affecting the Warrington team. You got, I believe there's Matty Nicholson, who has separated his shoulder. It has popped back in, but he probably is going to be out for a fair bit of time. You had to believe it was Josh Thulis who took a swinging arm there by Cruz Leeming, and potentially it's probably gone for the rest of the game for a HIA. So there is a reserve player, an 18th man that both teams can bring up, but I think it's only for 3 HIAs. Once it happens, they can bring them in. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But I mean, by the way things are going, I think Warrington are fine in terms of this. But when it comes to Leeds, I mean, it's just they're shell-shocked. All I really want is David Fuser. If Leeds are looking to score at all, I'd like it to be David Fuser too, so I can win some money. But yeah. Showing an advertisement now here. After every try at the Wire fans sing, we all hate Leeds scum. Yeah, I mean they've probably got sore throats currently for the time being at this point, because of just how often they'd have to sing it. They're showing an advertisement now for the World Club Challenge between the Penrith Panthers and St Helens, which is going to be an interesting game, to say the very least. I will say I definitely would like to see St Helens do it. Whether I think they can is another question in of itself, but obviously would like to see St Helens do it. I think this would have been to be the most hyped World Club Challenge game I can remember in my lifetime. Yeah, very much so. I definitely agree, because you've basically got, because you haven't seen like for a bit where it's been like 2 actual like dynasties, if you will, actually like 2 dominant teams in the leagues. It's been like, be like some teams here or there, but yeah, it's have a team that's won 4 straight won 4 straight Super Leagues, I believe it is 4, in St Helens, and you've got the Penrith Panthers who have won back-to-back premierships, potentially could get their 3rd this year and become like the first team matching in 40 years of doing that. So there's actually a fair amount at stake here. I think the last time I've actually watched a World Club Challenge match, it would have been it was ages ago. It was when Manly played the Leeds Rhinos, I believe. I think the last one where you had 2 dynasties go together were Brisbane and Wigan. And God, that would have been probably say probably the 92, 93, the early 90s, probably. So yeah, very big to say the least. But yeah, I think it was like Manly and the Leeds Rhinos. I believe it's because I think Danny Badeiras at the time was at Leeds, because I think Brian Smith, who was the Knights coach, pissed him off so much. He's like, fuck this, I'm going to the other side of the world to be as far away from you as possible. And then when Brian Smith got the sack, he came back. But yeah, it was yeah, just looking over the highlights there, Dufty getting the first try. It was the number 11. It was Ben Curry that got the pass from almost like a phantom flat ball that I didn't even see. It was that flat. But yeah, very hard to say how this half is going to... I mean, it's going to be very easy. Warrington are going to score more points. Whether or not Leeds actually score any is going to be another question entirely. So, Sam Tompkins is punditing in this match. Has he retired, or is he still playing for Catalan? Or is he playing elsewhere? Or is... I need to get some current players. I mean, like, I know Latrell signed, I think, the Fox for punditry, which should be very interesting to say the very least. Sam Tompkins still plays, right? Yeah. Also, I very much like Josh Thulis. That try was really good for him. And then you got probably the most unfortunate moment there. He's just been groomed for a Sky Sports job come retirement. That is true. I mean, it's a very stable... I mean, not so stable, but it's a very decent role to get after playing. But yeah, that's the Danny Walker try. Obviously, gets the grubber kick and runs around the defence, and then I think it was Richie Myler slipping over, just allowing Walker to just plant the ball on the ground. Yeah, the try, but yeah, so the tries 5 points, 5 tries to 0. But Warrington having the absolute having the game of their season so far, literally and figuratively. Because, I mean, figuratively, can we really see them having as good a game as this? Who knows? There comes the Leeds Rhinos dressing room. I expecting a Sir Alex hairdryer treatment, just getting the absolute... Oh, they just look defeated. They look defeated since about, 10 minutes into the game. That's the thing now, because with this, you could see, Leeds getting a bunch of points. I did hear about this. Paul Smith, who's this, I think he's the United Kingdom's strongest man. He's doing this world record attempt. 150 kilos, and he's power walking. Bloody hell, he's going well. He's come up short. He's done alright, but he's just a bit short. But I mean, fair play to him. Leeds fans who travel to Warrington should have their money refunded for travelling. I think that, and the players have to walk. back, walk back to Leeds. I'd assume it's probably it'd be a somewhat decent trek, I think. Hang on, let me. Warrington to Leeds. To Leeds. 58 miles. Yeah, that's pretty bad. that's a bit. It's a fair way. 120-mile round trip. Yeah, based in a couple of minutes, we get to see if Leeds will make any form of a comeback. Well, I mean, I think if they just score points, I think they can. I think they say, oh, we were able to score points and maybe outscore them, outscore Warrington in the second half. But then again, just who knows at this point. Stream quality, yep, it's all looking good. For some reason, the actual live, because I'm looking at the in the YouTube studio, and it's for some reason it just keeps being backwards in time for some reason. But you know, we're chilling, we're going well. So now for the time being now, just waiting for this second half to kick off and both teams to come back out of the sheds. So currently at the moment, I do have like a 5-leg multi for this Super League round. And I currently have, it's the Warrington Wolves, basically the line, it's negative 4.5. So it takes off 4.5 of their score, and if they still win, that leg goes up. I think I'm fine. Unless Leeds score 26 unanswered points, then might be in a little bit of trouble there. Seat at the final. That's gonna, the Women's World Cup. That's actually gonna be that's gonna be interesting when that does happen over here in a couple of months. Should be cool. Just waiting. It's currently 8:03 in the morning. Just waiting to see these ads to cut back to Sky Sports so we can watch the rest of this match to see whether or not Warrington put 50 on them. Because at this rate, it is very much possible. There you go. Let me just... Super League's biggest win. I'd assume it'd be probably something from like, I don't know. Biggest home win, 96-16. Yeah, probably a fair way away. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, it's fair. Oh, here we go. Now we're about to come back now for the second half of this match, where it's been a very close, contentious match. And we're going to see it be more exciting to see which one of these matches teams can scrape out the other. But no. Where's biggest win? Match records, here we go. Biggest home win was 96-16, Bradford Bulls versus Salford City Reds. So I think we're a fair way away at the moment. So it should be so Leeds won't be on that record unless Warrington just score 60 points unanswered. So there we go, Warrington now back onto the field now as they will be running screen left. And I believe Leeds will actually get first possession in this second half as Warrington will kick off. Warrington are running screen right, left, yeah. I'm right. I'm always right, no. But, here we go now, just waiting now for the start of the second half. So Warrington to kick it off and we'll be underway. There's Big Cassiano. I want him to score another try. I want to see big boy hat-trick for Sam Cassiano. Wouldn't mind to see Paul Vaughan going to try as well, you know. Another Aussie. Another new signing getting a try in his debut match. Taking a little bit of time now to actually take the kick. Could potentially be the worst score in Leeds history, maybe. Referee's just having a little bit of touch-up of his earpiece, but now we're back to normal. Records. Leeds' biggest loss was 74-0 to New Zealand. I don't think that should count, to be completely honest with you. But here we go. There's the kickoff, and we're underway, and Leeds will get first possession. And brought on to the 10 for the first tackle. They've been shot down now to the number 2. That's David Fusatua. Leeds have had way worse. Martin Afia scored 10 tries against them in the 90s. Was the game plan for the team Martin was on was just pass it to me. Oh, chance here, breakthrough for Leeds as they get past halfway, and the pass back has come backwards off a Leeds player. So Leeds now get possession. I mean, not Warrington get possession. So second tackle. Oh, now the ball's come out. And it's going to be a penalty to the Warrington Wolves for a strip of the ball. So now Warrington now have a penalty and will get back into attacking field position for a chance to get the first try of the second half. Leeming's trying to get an offload off, and it's been battered by the number 10 of Paul Vaughan and gone backwards. So 35 metres out now and a full set of 6 now coming for the Warrington Wolves to see if they can make it 34 points to 0. That's the thing, when games are at this point, it's kind of hard to it's probably commentated because you're not really so invested. Oh, Sam Cassiano on the run though, that gets me right back into it. 20 metres out now, second tackle going right through the middle now. So it's the number 10, it's Paul Vaughan now, 5 metres short of the line, third tackle for Warrington, right near the goalposts. They'll go to the right. They cut into the middle. It's a 2-on-1 down to the wing. Good stepping by, I believe that is Josh Thulis. Leeds try to drag him out, but they'll stay in play right on the left-hand side. Oh, there's a bit of pushing and shoving here between Richie Myler and I believe that is Matautia. Oh, okay, and I believe it is a penalty to Leeds. Matautia, naughty boy. Must have learned that at Newcastle. Just, you know, pushing and shoving a little bit, but yep. It was yep. So Leeds now stop this bit, but how far did they kick that? It was a penalty to Leeds, and what, did they just take the tap? I don't think they kicked it at all. So now onto the 25 now. That is the number 24, I believe. There's Lewis Roberts now. The Leeds again, they're just not able to making that much room. They're only on their 30 for the fourth tackle. Almost a breakthrough there for the number 13 for Leeds of Cameron Smith. They're going to the right-hand side. They're still going now. It's number 20. It is Lewis Roberts again. And now Leeds, I believe, have gone past halfway, and it's now going to be just short of halfway now. Last tackle now for Leeds, and it's a kick on their 40. And it's going to be taken by Matt Duffy on the 20-metre line. He breaks through one and will get brought down on the 35 for the Warrington Wolves' first tackle. Now George Williams now will get brought down in a very similar position, but just on the 40 now. Right down the guts there on the middle, trying to get it to the third. It's just seeing just how much his field possession is just going in favour of Warrington, as now Paul Vaughan again will get brought down on the Leeds 40 for the fourth tackle. It was another barnstorming run there now, 25 short of the line. Last tackle for the Warrington Wolves again. They go for a high kick on the short left-hand side. That's a brilliant take there by Richie Myler. Right on the pressure, a couple of metres in front of the try line. And now here comes the pressure from Warrington, keeping him inside of the 10, not giving them an inch, not one step back. Except in this case, if you don't take a step back, you don't get shot. World War II reference. Now, brilliant tackle there by Cassiano, keeping what Leeds in there 20 now. Fourth tackle, only 15 metres are on. There's another tackle again, only making 25 metres onto the 25 metre area. And the kicker's been a bit short as well. It is picked up by Matt Duffy on the 35 inside of Warrington's half. Tries to break through the run, but will get brought down just shy of halfway now for the first tackle. And it's just been wall-to-wall Warrington at the moment. So now entering the Leeds half for the second tackle, as they're going to push it now into from the left to the right-hand side to the middle. As that's Pete Matautia, who will get brought down 35 metres away from the try line. And they're going to go off to the left more now, Warrington. Trying to get a pass out there, but he's going to hold on to it. Fourth tackle, 25 out. Passing it now into the middle. Offload pass now. It's George Williams. And Williams will be going to the left-hand side. He gets another offload off. Warrington players are just standing around trying to figure out what to do. Now Cassiano's got the ball. And Cassiano will get brought down. A good tackle there by Ash Handley. One-on-one. Last tackle, 10 metres out. Warrington player tries to go himself, but he's going to get held up 5 metres short. And it's going to be a changeover and possession handed over to Leeds. So 6.5 now gone in this second half. Pretty much the exact same thing that's been going on for the first 70 or so. 70, it's the last half. But again, now Leeds now getting a little bit more room now. They're onto their 20 for the second tackle. Just going to see now if they can actually keep going and charging through. So 25 out now for the third tackle. Ball's been played 35 minutes. 71% possession in favour of the Warrington Wolves. Fourth tackle again. They're just going to be short of the 40. Or they're going to break through the 40 here actually. And again the ball is popped out. It's another knock on. And Warrington have possession pretty much starting on halfway. And it's a 7 tackle set. So that's Stephen Ratchford there. A little bit of a strip there, but it is one-on-one. It is illegal. No, it's the first tackle, actually. So 35 out now for the Warrington Wolves for the second tackle. And again, they're running for up the guts here. It's Peter Matautia. Interchange now, the third one. It is O'Connor who's now coming on the field. They're going to go to the left-hand side now, Warrington. Got numbers that they could break through here. Duffy has got the ball. It'll get brought down, I believe, 10 metres short of the line. Right on the far left side, so they're going to bring it now into the middle. Drinkwater with a short grubber. And it's going to be picked up by a Leeds player, and it's going to keep it in play. Fair play to them. They're shifting off to the side again. Warrington are just going to smother Leeds, not allowing them to get even an inch in their attacking half. They're going to pass out here, but again, no one's free to go on the run, and it's brought down the 15 for the third tackle. Oh, and a player's just picked up an injury here. But yeah, so just keeping on going with this. It's his knee, I think it might be the issue. So time has stopped here, right on the 49th minute. As a Leeds player is down hurt. So yeah, just pretty much a just waiting to see if anything is going to occur in this. He's going to get taken off the field or not. He does seem in a bit of a bad way. So should a highlight package for George Williams. He's had a very decent game as well, but I mean, it's been a pretty good game from all the Warrington players. So there we go. It was the number 12 there, Reese Martin, who's now coming off the field, so it's going to keep playing on from the third tackle. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be working. Just realised that the logo at the bottom thing here, which is like down here, that you might be seeing. I just want to check. It's right near where the Leeds logo is here. Just realised that's been blocking the Leeds logo. I might need to not check that on for an entire stream because that can get fairly annoying. I do apologise for that, but now Warrington do have the ball here, and it is the second tackle, and they're on the 35 because they can start their sets further up than Leeds can actually get to at the end of it. It's another offload here for Warrington. As Paul Vaughan will now be brought down in on the Warrington 45 for the third tackle. As we've now crossed over half an hour remaining. Left in this match is now Warrington now inside of the Leeds half once again. 45 away from the try line for the fourth tackle. Now Peter Matautia will get brought down on the 30-metre line now for the last tackle. So it's going to be a kick now coming from Warrington. Right down the guts, and there is a lot of chases, but it's a good take there by Richie Myler. Inside of the 5 now, and it's going to be the first tackle for the Leeds Rhinos. But I mean, you're just seeing all of the Leeds players just slowly walking back, and they've been doing that since probably about 20 minutes into this game. It's just, they've been drained physically and emotionally this match. Third tackle now for Leeds as they're on the 15. They've just gone past the 40 for the fourth tackle, and now the number 12 of Reese Martin has now come back onto the field after a little bit of a praying with one of his legs. So last tackle here for Leeds as they get to the 30-metre line. Gone for a chip over the top. Is that a knock-on by Leeds? No, it's not going to be played by it, and it's going to be number 9, Daryl Clark, who will have the ball 40 metres away from the try line for the first tackle. Quite literally, everything that has happened, anything bad that can happen to Leeds has happened. And everything that can go right for Warrington has gone right for him. Which usually is how it works. Now Warrington now onto the left-hand side as they're trying to break through the line once again. No tries have been scored yet so far this second half. It's just remained 30-0. That's probably going to change here. Warrington now 10 metres away from the try line. Last tackle right in the middle of the post. They're going to go to the middle. Walker's trying to go for a flat ball, but he feints it and gets held up short of the line. But Leeds are holding on here. It's just they don't have any points for the to hold on to. But there's the thing there that if he did pass, potentially could have gone over with George Williams, says the commentator. Fusitu'a now brought down onto the 15 for the second tackle for Leeds, and it's Leeds now starting to get a bit of pep in their step now. Can they see if they can try to split the gap? They're now past the 40 here. This is uncharted territory so far in this half. And here we go. Now it's a penalty to Leeds. Right on halfway. Leeds could have their first proper attack and have a chance of scoring for the last probably 40 minutes. But knowing how this game is going for them, I would not be surprised if they try to kick it out and it doesn't go out and Warrington catch it. But it has gone out, so here we go. 30 metres out, first tackle for the Leeds Rhinos. Number 17 of Justin Zangari. Now they're going to give it off to the right-hand side now, but still relatively in the middle. Donaldson now 20 metres out, second tackle for Leeds. Now Leeds are going to go to the left. Oh, brilliant wrap-up tackle there on Blake Austin by Peter Matauti, but they're going to go on the left again, but they're now going to switch it to the right. Now Sangari again, be held inside the 10. 5 metres out, fourth tackle for Leeds. Getting a pass out here. Pass again. Oh, it's charged down. But it's going to be picked up. It's going to be a set. It's going to be another set here for Leeds. Now they're calling for it to go down the left-hand side. And now first tackle. No, zero tackle of this new set now for Leeds. Inside of the 10 still. Can they get this try? They're just short of the line again. I just realised I think David Fusitu'a is off the field. Sangari again, trying to break over. But he's brought down 5 metres short of the line now. Third tackle. Clark is now on the field to replace Cassiano. They've got free space. And again, Leeds being held short now. Just short now. Third tackle. They'll go down the left. And they're going to be held up about a metre short of the line. Fourth tackle now for Leeds. Can they just get a try? They're going to spread it out to the right. Roberts. And again gets held up 5 metres short of the line. Last tackle for Leeds. They don't know what to do. Oh, and they've passed it. It's been intercepted by Warrington, who got it on the 10. After the most attack they've had all game. And they just still can't score. The crowd are gagging for another try. Definitely now it's another penalty in favour of Warrington. They're playing. Why are they playing this cricket horn? It's like they're like they play it at the cricket to wake everyone up. I don't understand why they're playing it at a league match. I don't know if it's just a regular thing for Warrington. Not too sure. Paul Vaughan now coming off the field, but he has put in an absolute clinic this game. Yep, tomorrow morning, or tomorrow night, your guys' time, Lee Centurions is at the bull charging horn. It might be. I've never thought about what it actually is. It could be a bull running song. They started that in the World Cup. Okay, that's fair enough. Never thought about it being, because I know people saying it's being a Mexican thing, but yeah, very much could be Spanish. It probably actually makes more sense if it is. So 25 away from the try line now for Warrington. For the third tackles, they'll go down to the left-hand side. Basically, I don't want Leeds to score unless it's David Fusatour, but I believe he's off the park. So Paul Vaughan has come off and he's been replaced by Greg Minikin. So 10 metres out now. Last tackle for Warrington. Trying to break through the line, but again, it's just... They get held up a bit on the 5 and there'll be a changeover now for Leeds. So we've now got 23 minutes left in this match. 23 minutes left to hang on. I mean, it's probably not going to be that hard. Oh, here we go. A chance here. There's a bit of a line break here. That was, that's, no, number 12. That's Reece Martin now. And now onto the third tackle. And Leeds are on halfway and they get a penalty. Big moment this is. Big moment is this. Could potentially Leeds finally score. It could happen. It really could happen. And if it does, hopefully it's David Fusatour. Hopefully he's on the park. The number 2. Even the commentators are just taking the... I think they're talking about the leopard prints. Even the commentators are taking the piss out of Lee's new jersey. A slightly mixed reaction. Understatement of the millennia, that. So, 10 metres out now. Third tackle for Leeds. Can they get at least on the board for this season? They're stopping at the moment now, but 5 minutes short. Fourth tackle on the far right side. Cameron Smith now trying to charge through. He's about 2 metres short of the line now. Last tackle for Leeds. They'll go to the left. Here we go. And that's going to be a try for Leeds. And it's going to be the number 16. But they're going to check it. It's Daryl Oferts. I'm assuming Fusatour is off the park. Just going to check if Daryl Oferts touched the line to see if he stayed in play. So let's have a look. Right foot, left foot. Oh, yeah, nowhere near. And the ball is grounded, so there we go. Finally, they're on the board. And it is Daryl Oferts who scored, so my bet won't come through. I chucked $1 on it anyway, so we should be fine. So there we go. Daryl Oferts goes over. So Leeds finally on the board for season 2023. And it is Daryl Oferts, the winger for Leeds, who scores. Now it's a conversion from the sideline here for Leeds. Reece Martin now. I believe he's the goal kicker for Papua New Guinea, if I remember correctly from the World Cup. Here comes the kick. And he has absolutely nailed that. That is a beautiful kick. It's now 30 points to 6 with 20 minutes remaining in this game. So there we go. Unfortunately, my bet did not come through. That's unfortunate. But, you know, game's a game. So now in comes Ngare. Oh, big charge there onto the first tackle, 20 metres out here. I mean, in fairness, there is a slither of hope for Leeds to come back. There's what? 20 minutes left and they need to score 4 tries. And they've just lost the ball about 40 metres away from their own line. So it's going to be a ball for Warrington. 40 metres away from the line. It's just it's been one of those days really for Leeds. So here we go. Yep, first tackle for the I think Sam Lasoni has now come on the field now for Leeds Rhinos. So 30 out now, second tackle for Warrington. Warrington's still yet to score in this second half. So Leeds have got to get some credit to not having them score for 20 minutes. Peter Matautia now brought down, third tackle, 15 away from the try line. They go to the left-hand side of the ball of the field. Out over the top now, it's the number 5 of Matty Ashton. It'll be brought down 5 metres short of the line on the far left side for the fourth tackle. So here we go, 5 metres out, last tackle for Warrington. Straight through, and that's going to be a try. It was bound to happen, and they just like that, they go over, but they're going to check it to see if he's properly grounded it. Just trying to see if he's lost the grip of the ball. I think he should be right, but they're just going to check. Chance here to make it 34 points to 6. Oh, the ball didn't pop out, but he's regathered it. Still has it. Oh, I don't know. I think he might have. I don't think he has proper control of that. He has possession there. Has it. Nope, I think he's like. I don't think he can call that a try, unfortunately. He doesn't have proper control of the ball. And it is a... I thought he lost it, but alright. James Harrison has got his... he's got a try. I don't know. I just feel like... I feel like in the NRL they'd probably be given a no try. But they've got enough evidence to prove that he's held on to it. There we go. So James Harrison has made it 34 points to 6. And the kick's going to be right in front. So it's going to be 36-6. As we've got 17 minutes now remaining in this match. So here we go. Here is Stefan Ratchford. And he gets the kick right over the middle, right from front, easy as you like. So with 16 got left in the match, it is 36-6 in favour of the Warrington Wolves. Short restart now by Leeds, and it's going to be picked up by the number 21 of Greg Minikin. So now Peter Matautia now will get to the just about 5 metres short of halfway for the second tackle. Yeah, it's going to be a set restart anyways for the Warrington Wolves. So they'll get on halfway for the second tackle, I believe that is. Warrington now shifting it now through the middle now and just seeing if they can try to just get more points on the board. As in fairness, aside from those 2 tries in the last couple of minutes, nothing has happened this second half. So 25 out now. Third tackle for Warrington as they're going to shift it out now to the right-hand side. To the number 4 there, it's Ratchford. Still going. It'll be brought down 5 metres short of the line for the 4th tackle. Warrington now trying to feint, going to the right. It's going to go for another grubber kick. It is going to be picked up. Oh. Almost a bit high, but Leeds keep the ball in play. And it's another knock on by Leeds. This time 5 metres short of the 9. It's by Alford. It's the try scorer for Leeds. But it's just been that kind of day for the Leeds Rhinos. Just unfortunate this is. So now we've got 14 minutes now remaining. I'm basically just counting down the time because honestly, I'm kind of done with this game because it's obviously very much understanding of who's going to be winning this game. Unless, I don't know, pigs fly or whatever. So here we go. 10 metres out. Full set of 6 now from the scrum for the Warrington Wolves. They get the pass out. They're trying to charge over, but about 5 metres short of the line on the far left side for the first tackle for the Warrington Wolves. Thought a little bit of a dodgy play the ball there by Warrington, but good defence there by Leeds, just trying to keep them away from right near the line. Warrington now going to the right hand side. It's a flat ball there to the number 14 of very close here. So third tackle now for Warrington, right on the line here. They'll go to the right. It's picked up by the number 21. And I believe he's gone over. They might need to check this. So potentially Greg... And they've given it. Greg Minikin has gone over. And it's going to be 40 points to 6 to the Warrington Wolves. So now 3 of the 4 interchange players for the Warrington Wolves have now scored. We just need Joe Bullock, the number 19, to score. And it's a full sweep. So 7 tries to 1 in the opening game of the Super League season. This is quite shocking to say the very least. I would say I'm lost for words, but I'm not really, to be completely honest with you. It's just... Raw just accepts this. Just not something that you'd really expect, but here we are. So 12 minutes to go. And a chance here to make it 42 points to 6. So Stefan Ratchford, he's 6 from 7 for today. He's to make a 7 from 8. It's been ridiculous. Cassiano's enjoying the vibe of the music. He's just a happy man. Okay, so Warrington's next match is against Huddersfield. Actually, we'll just check quickly what the next matches are. And there's the kick. It's gone through. 42 points to 6. 8 points away from putting 50 on Leeds. And you've got about 11 and a half minutes remaining, so he's still relatively potential. So going into round 2, so the next games for both teams is the Warrington Wolves will be playing away to the Huddersfield Giants, whilst the Leeds Rhinos will be playing at home against Hull FC. So 2 very interesting teams that both teams will be playing against in the second round of the comp. But interestingly enough here, as Leeds have actually gotten the ball back from the kickoff, just like they did at the beginning of the game. So a chance here to get some some other points here. Fourth tackle, about 15 away from the try line. Can we potentially see the Leeds Rhinos actually get another try? There's number 15. That is Sam Lasoni. Again, 15 out. Last tackle for Leeds. Tries to get a flat ball out the middle, and Leeds are going to get held up, and it's going to be a changeover as we're now about to enter the final 10 minutes of this match. Voice is starting to go. My voice has lasted longer than this from this Leeds team, unfortunately. Need a chiropractor. That's what I need. So first tackle for Warrington as they're just still inside of their 10. We're now starting to see a little bit of vigor now coming from this. So tries conceded in the 70 to 80 minute mark. Warrington and Leeds are the highest. Also alongside Hull FC in 2022. And it's going to be a scrum for Leeds here, a knock on by Warrington. So there is more of a chance now for Leeds to actually get a second try. There's a wrong play of the ball. Yep, the ball's just popped out. The Steedens slipped through the fingers. So here we go. Scrum feed, 20 metres out for the Leeds Rhinos with a chance to get a potential try. So here we go. 10 minutes away from the try line now. For the first tackle. They just don't know what they're doing. Second tackle, and they've gone all the way back now. Pretty much back to where the scrum was. So big charge now onto the third tackle now. Just about 10 away from the try line now for Leeds. Going to shift it off to the left-hand side. And the flat ball. There we go. He goes over. There is another try for Leeds. It is Sangari. I will say he's actually been all right since coming off the bench. But there we go. Leeds get something to cheer about once again. It's going to be 42 points to 10 with a kick to come. But there we go. Justin Sangari actually going over. I think his performance so far does deserve a try. I think he's done very well. You just ain't stopping that man from close range, to be completely honest with you. It's just brilliant play. Well, wasn't brilliant, but you know. It was alright to actually go over. So, Justin Sangari, French player, played for Toulouse Olympique from 2016 to 2022. And his first game is Reece Martin now. This to make it 2 from 2 for this season so far, to make it just a 30-point gap. And he gets it. What? He missed? He missed it from that range. Oh my god, yeah, isn't this the bloke? Oh my god, I just realised, yeah, I remember who he is. He's the bloke that, like, yeah, as I said, he was 38 in a row. He hasn't missed a kick in 38 kicks. And he's just rattled the post from close range. I just thought it just went through, and then I just hear the cheers like, whoa, and it's like, he's rattled the post. Wow. That's interesting. So it's now, yeah, for some reason the this isn't updating properly because it's actually 42 to 10, but it's just saying 40 to 10. And another knock on by Leeds. This has just been an absolute nightmare. As we've got 6.5 minutes remaining in this match. Can we just fast forward? Now there's a double knock on. A little bit of, not really much happening, but it's just... Oi, Sangari's looking for a fight here, and it's Cassiano there. Two big boys. Just a little bit of pushing and shoving. Might be a late hit, pretty much. Sangari's just trying to let off a bit of steam. But there we go. Leeds scrum. 5.5 minutes remaining in this game. Bloody hell. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's still 40. Yeah, it's 40. I don't know why it says 40 points to 10. I don't know what to do, but it is 42. It's 42 points to 10. It's a 32-point lead for the Warrington Wolves. There'll be a lot of memes coming out of this game, yep, very much so. So yeah, it's going to be penalty to Leeds. Not penalty, it's a scrum to Leeds, but yeah, Leeds haven't gone with the best start to their season, to say the least. They do play at home next week against Hull. Who knows how that game is going to turn out, but might be interesting, who knows. So 45 away from the try line now. Leeds have another attack. They get brought down on the 30 for the first tackles. We're now entering the last 5 minutes of this match, and I hope it's the fastest 5 minutes in human existence. I'll probably be at the Sunderland game on Saturday. Probably do a vlog from the other channel. Oh yeah, that's... sounds like a good plan. Now going into 10 metres out now, fourth tackle for the Leeds Rhinos. Are they getting some passing out there? It's going all right. Are they going to get brought down 10 metres short again? Last tackle for the Leeds Rhinos. Can they shift it out? Right to the middle. Crossfield kick to the right-hand side. Caught, batted backwards, and it's another knock-on. Thank God I am not doing a drink for every knock-on, because I think Leeds would have to would have single-handedly funneled my alcohol poisoning. But also I can't really do it because it's 8:48 in the morning on a Friday as well. Not the greatest. It's the sun. So there we go, scrum. If you went to England, which stadium would you go to first? It's hard to say. Probably to be depending on where I am. If I'm in, I don't know, probably Wembley or Twickenham, to be honest. In terms of stadiums, it's there is a thing actually in my uni which for like this winter term thing during the winter break in between semesters of studying for 2 weeks in Leeds, which is and I've actually been interested in actually doing it. Yeah, but I don't know. Probably you probably would be Twickenham and Wembley would be probably the two stadiums I'd go to first. Oh, it's enough, for fuck's sake. It's been another knock-on. Oh, come on. Last tackle kick from Warrington, and it's immediately dropped. Immediately dropped by Richie Myler. This has just been horrible. Been to Ellen Road, but not Headingley. Walked all over Leeds as well. That's the thing. I don't know if there's like a whole lot of free time, because I think you just stay at the university in Leeds, so... I don't know, maybe if there's a thing, because I did look last year and I did know that it actually coincided with the Magic Weekend last year. But I know that's held in Newcastle. But yeah, it's definitely something if I do am allowed to have some sort of free time of it going to see a Super League game. That'd probably be something off the bucket list. So here we go, 90 seconds remaining now in this game. Warrington are now 15 away from the try line. Pretty much if there's tries here, the game will be over. There we go, they finally updated it to make it 42 points to 10. Paul Vaughan getting an offload off, still the second. Going to go to the right-hand side now, Warrington. As it's the number 9 of Darryl Clark. So they're going to go to the left-hand side now. About 1:10 remaining. Another charge through the middle by Vaughan. 4th tackle. So this will be the last 2 tackles here of Warrington, unless Leeds knock it on again. Out to the left-hand side now. Warrington very close to getting over again. Last tackle here. 5 metres away, right on the left-hand side. And Cassiano will feed into the middle. It's a crossfield kick. Brilliantly taken there by Leeds, but now it's got 30 seconds remaining left in this match. A little bit more pushing and shoving. It's gotten a little bit more tense now in the last couple of minutes. But, yeah, here we go. As time winds down with 20 seconds remaining. A result that probably, to an extent, no one expected. But a very interesting sort of throwing down of some form of gauntlet. To say the least, of Warrington setting themselves on potentially being somewhat of a contender. Obviously still very early to tell. But the 2023 season has begun with a dominant win by Warrington. 42 points to 10 over the Leeds Rhinos. It seems like at the moment the signings that Warrington have made are starting to work. And that's without Josh Maguire, as long as he can keep his fucking mouth shut. Just a 5-star performance all around by the Warrington team. And that is the end of the game. Well, the game was pretty much over with 20 minutes to go. But yeah, so there we go. That is the end of the game and the end of the stream. My next Super League game will be same time tomorrow as we look into the rebranded team and also the promoted team from the championship last year in the Lee Leopards as they take on the Salford Red Devils. We'll be doing some NRL matches later on in the day for Australian time, doing the Knights, Parramatta, and the Roosters Manly games, a doubleheader at Gosford. So thank you all for watching. Rugby League is back. Hopefully some more entertaining games and not absolute bollockings, but one can only hope.